Well, hi everybody, Greg Poff here. I'm your instructor for the Introduction to Public Speaking class, and I'm here in the Solano College TV studio. One of my main responsibilities here at the college is I'm the director of the Solano College Sports Network, but I've also been teaching public speaking for the last 40 years. In fact, my first 20 years of teaching on the community college level, I was a speech and debate coach. Once I finished with that, then I translated into focusing on teaching folks who are interested in a career in sports broadcasting. So I have a lot of experience when it comes to teaching public speaking. And I can tell you right off the bat that I know most of you who are taking this class, probably not the number one class you wanted to take when you started your college career. And that's because of the anxiety and the fear associated with public speaking. And if that's the case with you, I just want to let you know you are completely normal. Most of your classmates in this course, in fact, most people in general, have a lot of anxiety when it comes to public speaking. In fact, in the little Seinfeld clip that I show you on the homepage on our Canvas shell, the number one phobia in the United States is the fear of public speaking. Number two is the fear of death. So how do you like my job? I have to deal with people that would rather die than actually complete the coursework. But I can also tell you with complete confidence, this could be one of the best classes you take throughout your college career, because as a result of taking this class, you're going to learn how to control that anxiety when it comes to public speaking. You're also going to learn how to develop your confidence in your natural talent as a public speaker. Look, we've all been communicating all of our lives, and so we just want to focus on how do we take those skills that we already do on a daily basis and be able to incorporate that if we're speaking to a group of people. And so that will be the focus of this class, and I promise you we're going to help you deal with that anxiety and that nervousness. And I should tell you too, right off the bat, when it comes to speech anxiety, it's not something that we're going to get rid of. It's something that we're going to learn how to control and minimize so it doesn't affect the actual presentation. Kind of what I like to tell students when it comes to speech anxiety, you want to get to the point when you're giving a speech, you're the only one who knows that you're nervous. And I can tell you this, with each speech experience, it gets easier and easier to control that anxiety. So I want to welcome you to the Introduction to Public Speaking class, and I'm looking forward to watching each of you develop as public speakers as we navigate through the course. Just a couple things, just a little overview as we are starting our session today. First, when it comes to the Canvas shell, this is an asynchronous class, and so that means that we will not have any required meetings that you have to attend. All of the materials that you need for the course are in your Canvas shell. So there's lots of reading material, but there's also lots of instructional videos. And one thing I used to do with the online classes in the past, each week, at the start of the week, I would put out a instructional video on the stuff we're going to cover for that particular week. But because I teach a 12-week session, an 18-week on-campus session, an 8-week session, a 6-week session, what I like to do now is I just post all of my lectures in the last module. So when you look at your Canvas shell, you look at the modules, the very last one, that'll have all of my lectures, all of the instructional material for the entire duration of the course. So that means, maybe you're going to be busy in an upcoming week. You can go ahead and watch the lectures a week or two early, get that work done early. So that just gives you a little bit more advantage, a little more leeway as far as navigating through the class. So all of the instructional materials, the lectures and videos can be found in that last module. Also too, there are lots of instructional videos on many of the Canvas pages as you navigate through each of the modules. And it's your responsibility to make sure that you're using all of the available instructional materials so that you can have the best possible learning experience. Something else too that I want to clear up that could be a little confusing. So most of my career when I've taught public speaking in terms of grading, I use a point system, real easy. So for each assignment, there's a total amount of points available. You do the assignment, you get a point total. We add up your points at the end of the semester, whatever the points possible are for, in fact, this class, 500 points possible. And so we take 90% of that, which would be 450 points. So if you have 450 points or better, that means you get an A in the class, 400 to 449 is a B, and so on. But several years ago, in fact, right after COVID hit and we had to take the public speaking class online, I tried a little different method with the grading where we focus more on your grade is based on what you've learned and what you've been able to apply in terms of public speaking. And so all of the assignments were graded with either a complete or incomplete. And then at the start of the session, you would have to select 3 goals, 3 things that you want to accomplish as a result of taking the course when it comes to public speaking. And then to determine your grade at the end of the semester, we would determine how well you had achieved your goals, translate that into your grade. And I really like that system because one of the problems I have with the point system and with letter grades, it seems that in education, we focus more on the actual grade. Oh, I got an A in public speaking, where what's really important is what did you learn about public speaking? And are you able to apply that so it makes a difference in your life, especially when it comes to being an effective public speaker? A lot of students like that because they had a little bit more control over their grade and how they would be graded in the semester. But more students kind of struggle with that. They just wanted to know what their grade was all the time. And so I've gone back to the grading system. The reason I'm bringing that up to you is some of the lectures that you will watch, some of the instructional materials, you might hear a reference to a grade as an incomplete or a complete, or looking at your goals to determine your grade. I just want to make sure that you're not confused by that. So we'll be following the grading system that's on the course syllabus. Make sure too, when you read through the course syllabus, we've got all those tabs. You want to make sure you take a look at the grading policy, but we're back to the point total system. That also means that the grade that you see on Canvas represents the grade that you're earning in the class. And so it just makes it easier for students. Students feel a little more secure when they know what their grade is and how well they're doing in the course as we navigate through the actual course. So we're using the point system. If you hear a reference to completes or incompletes or looking at your goals for your final grade, don't worry about that. Doesn't apply. We're going by the point system. However, you will have a final assignment in the class where you are asked to assess your goals, and you'll find out you've got the introductory speech coming up this week. In that speech, I ask you to select your 3 goals for the course. Not that that's going to be the way we determine your grade, but at the end of the course, you'll write a little assessment, how well you feel you have met those 3 goals. That could be to your advantage. Let's say that as far as your point total, it adds up to a B. But if in the final assessment, you can articulate how well you've met your 3 goals, how you're especially able to have applied those goals, sometimes that's enough to maybe bump you up to a higher grade. But we're using the point system, want to make sure everybody's clear on that. Also, too, when you're watching some of the lectures, some of the instructional materials, you may hear references to something that we're not doing in the class just because I keep my best lectures and some were from different classes in the past. If you're confused, don't be. All of the information in the instructional videos that relate specifically to the assignments that you'll do in the course, those are accurate. And of course, if you're confused by anything, just make sure you contact me and I'll help to clear that up for you. So that's it for this first instructional video. The rest of the videos you have on your Canvas shell. You'll also have in the module at the very end of the module page on your Canvas shell, all the instructional materials available to you. Let's have a great semester together. I look forward to watching you develop your ability to be an effective public speaker, and more importantly, to see how much you grow in terms of your confidence, your belief in your ability to speak in public.